Memory is an important thing in each person's spiritual life. Time can pass, people can grow old, strength can disappear. However, memory is where all memories, people, moments of joy, anger, love, and sadness that we experience every day. So if a person loses their memories and has no relatives left, how should I live my next life? Let's learn about Muichiro and his journey to find his memories. Breath of the Sun is the youngest pillar in the demon-slaying army, known as a genius when he only held a sword for 2 months and was able to join the ranks of the pillars. Coming from a family background, natural talent, silly personality combined with memory loss, this is a character with motifs quite similar to Korean oppas. Hashira is a 14-year-old teenager with a small figure of about 1m60 and bright white skin, with long black hair and mint color at the ends. Contains an empty soul as if imprisoned in your own thoughts. Muichiro's uniform has been transformed from the standard Legion uniform. With wide sleeves and loose pants, there is no need to use a piece of cloth to remove the ankle like other swordsmen. This makes his body become even smaller. The name of the Muichiro galaxy also has a profound meaning. The word Mu in Muichiro means endless. It implies that if you use strength to protect others, it will bring you an endless source of strength. Through that, we also feel a part of the way of education and his family's love for him. Muichiro's family has 4 people, including father, mother, and twin brother named Yuichiro. Their family lives in the mountains. His father is a small farmer. Even though life is quite difficult, their family is always cheerful and happy. When he was 10 years old, his mother contracted wind and cold and the disease became increasingly serious. Father Muichiro braved the storm and went into the forest to search for herbs with the hope of curing his wife's illness. The path of searching for herbs is extremely difficult. The father unfortunately slipped and fell down the mountain and died. The mother is also sick but passed away not long after. Leave it, the 2 Yuichiro brothers were orphaned when he was only 10 years old. Even so, the 2 brothers still love each other and try to rely on each other to survive. Throughout the story, the setting of Kimetsu no Yaiba during this period it's too harsh. Countless dirty lives, children orphan season, lack of food, lack of clothing. It makes viewers sympathize even more with the fate of each character. These things make us respect them more. They always have a resilient spirit and a strong vitality, and this is also a cultural virtue from the Japanese. Always try to live with a stubborn and strong will, like the Muichiro brothers still confronting their difficult lives. The twins' personalities are very different. Muichiro often gets his personality from his father, an optimistic boy, always caring and wanting to help others. He believes that strong people should help the weaker ones. But Muichiro's twin brother is a person who lives by reason and doesn't care much about anyone. The next spring has also come, and with it a distinguished guest is a main Kagaya Yubiyashiki's wife. She came with an invitation and wished both listeners could participate, join the demon group. Together destroy the demons that are rampant in the human world, but the surprise was accompanied by excitement. His younger brother has suffered from personality traits and think a bit negatively prevented by the British. Yuichiro flatly refused this unique invitation without the slightest hesitation. Part of Yuichiro's rejection comes not only from personality, but also from the scars left in his heart after losing both parents. Yuichiro always thought that if their father had not gone out of his way to search for herbs when they were of no help to their mother, the only person who died was probably her, and both brothers at least still had their father by their side. He also believes that his parents' selfless way of living with others led to disaster for both of them, and helping others is only for the stronger, and kids like cousins should only worry about themselves. All of the above has given rise to a nature indifferent to the surrounding society in Yuichiro. This is only because of the desire to protect his innocent little brother after being rejected. Lady Amain continued to visit the 2 brothers with the hope of convincing them, but every time Yuichiro chased him back in the summer, when Yuichiro was 11 years old. Disaster once again struck the Tokido brothers. A demon attacked the house where the 2 brothers lived, forcing Yuichiro to sacrifice an arm to protect his younger brother. He used all his might, unleashing his power to knock down the demon, using anything he could get his hands on and pinning it to the ground. The sun also rose, the demon was burned to dust, and Yuichiro, with his body full of wounds, tried to return home. Realizing his brother was dying, he held Yuichiro's hand and prayed for him to survive. Pray for him to make it through. In his mind, Yuichiro sent a message to his younger brother, "I'm sorry for not treating you well. He himself has never been able to do this. He thinks only the chosen ones are capable of protecting everyone, and I am the one chosen to do it. At dawn, Yuichiro took his last breath. A few days passed, Yuichiro woke up. So I was lucky to survive thanks to the timely discovery and rescue of the Yumiashiki family. His brother's body was also rotten and maggots were crawling everywhere. It was these horrifying memories that created a strong mental shock on Muichiro, caused him to lose part of his memory. From then on, Muichiro lost his old personality and took on the new personality of his own brother, but something cannot be erased after that event. It was his deep hatred for demons. This has become a great source of motivation, make him strive continuously and become a key member of the demon slaying group. Catastrophic events in the past has become a big factor in shaping personality, and it can be said to be part of Muichiro's second personality. Lost memories. Muichiro often hides himself in his world, very rarely expresses emotions, and sometimes there are harsh words to say to others. However, he is still a serious person and devoted to the demon-slaying group. Even though I don't remember anything about the past, but deep inside people, he knew that he hated demons. He practiced exercising to the point where your body can't stand it, but vomited blood to become stronger, to make sure he has enough strength to protect everyone. Muichiro, during this period, everything he did, every time he makes a decision, it depends more on reason than on emotions. And the clearest proof was in the battle in the blacksmith village. Muichiro went overboard with the Yorichi Zarashiki robot doll to practice his sword skills. However, he did not care about the feelings of the people who created them and assumed that blacksmiths were incapable of fighting. Then creating combat tools is their only use. This statement is not completely wrong, but it unintentionally hurts those in the rear, those who have contributed silently and continuously fight indirectly. Next, that's when the blacksmith village was attacked. Muichiro had to make a decision: should focus on saving the village chief and people can make the best swords for the group fights off demons, or has to save one child. The kid currently doesn't have any value. The purpose of Muichiro, as well as how many other people participated and the demon-slaying group, is about saving people and destroying demons. However, for someone who has lost his memories, Muichiro can only work according to reason, although sometimes a bit cruel, but this is exactly how he runs his life when he no longer has too many emotions. But with all the emotions comes Muichiro's old personality awakened when he met Tanjiro. Tan's words and actions. When he meets Tanjiro, Tanjiro's words and actions made him feel familiar and reminded him of remaining memories. The hook that changed his mind was a sentence from Tanjiro: helping others is helping yourself. It was this saying that helped Muichiro realize what he had to do. The power he possesses is not only used to kill demons, but also helps him protect others. The above statement urged Muichiro to save Kotetsu, the child he thought had no value at all. When the blacksmith village was attacked, Muichiro used his body to shield Kotetsu in front of thousands of needles from the upper reaches of Gyoko. Taking advantage of a poisoned opponent, the superior man attacked Muichiro and locked him up with a demonic spell. Muichiro thought that death was near. Regain your memories and regain your true self. You remember the forgotten feelings. Deep inside your heart, discover your almost limitless potential power. You also know why you have to fight. Why do I hate demons? Come later, Muichiro also knows how to welcome more friends and even knows to favor Tanjiro. About strength, it can be said that Muichiro is a genius just holding the sword for 2 months. He has officially become a pillar of the demon-slaying group. Although he is only 14 years old, he has natural talent and extremely strong fighting skills, easily making him a swordsman that even Muzan would be wary of. But unfortunately, Tanjiro's main character aura is too strong, making Muichiro no longer have a place to act. When he regained his memories, Muichiro no longer only fought with his mind, but his emotions also became a source. Great power awakens potential of myself. Like that, the demon-slaying seal is also awakened, become the only pillar who can single-handedly take down a mysterious demon without the help of other pillars. The power of Muichiro does not focus on physical strength, because in terms of muscular ability, then you only consider 7th out of 9 mixed columns. However, the power of Muichiro, it is a flexible transformation, escape and appear in the mist, as gentle as the wind in each move. Use breath of mist, a branch from the breath of the wind. This also makes him strong, be extremely special, different from the wind pillar. The user uses the breath of the wind, favors muscle strength and reaction speed. The attack groups of wind pillars are often strong, like a tornado that sweeps everything that passes by. As for Muichiro's attack group, again, The editing was extremely gentle, even elegant, and dangerous to the point makes the head of the upper level mysterious away from her before she realized she had lost. Muichiro is also a user's strongest mist breath belongs to this generation when you can do it yourself. I create breathing techniques own. This again affirms his natural talent. Muichiro mastery ability. His swordsmanship also made an impression with the ancestors, the most sublime Kakashibo as Muichiro's ability beyond what he expected from one of his descendants. Muichiro's uniform with a more spacious design than usual is also used in combat, obscures the enemy's vision and most importantly hides attacks from the Nichiren sword in every attack, making them extremely dangerous. The sun wheel sword he possesses is quite simple compared to the other pillars. It resembled a regular sword with a white blade and the words demon slaying engraved in kanji on it. The sword part is yellow. The sword body has two colors, black and mint green. Although the sword is simple, it is extremely effective and is most suitable for his style of attack, especially with his naive personality. The breath of swelling includes 7 consciousnesses. First consciousness, Tu Thien Vien Ha, Muichiro stabbed his sword forward. The second consciousness, Bat Trong Ha, Muichiro continuously launches 8 forward slashes overlapping each other at high speed. Third consciousness, Ha Tan Phi Mat, launched an arc-shaped slash forward. This formula can be used to block the flight of fourth formula bullets. D Liu beheaded quickly unsheath your sword and fly to your opponent's position throws a quick slash from below. This is an inspired move from a real type of swordsmanship named Yaijutsu. Focus on quick sword drawing techniques combined with attack. Fifth consciousness, Haven High, fly to your opponent's location, unleashes multiple consecutive slashes at high speed at the same time. Block the opponent's vision. Sixth consciousness, Nuyat Hatu 10 branches somersaulted into the air in reverse hover. He unleashes a series of slashes with a wide range downward towards his opponent enough to destroy dozens of targets at once. Seventh consciousness, Nuyat Lung, it is the sword consciousness created by the 10 branches, a technique that helps the 10 Kaido change their movement speed, making the enemy lose direction. When using this technique, Muichiro's movements create a fog-like illusion that surrounds the target. When appearing, the enemy will have the feeling that Muichiro moves very slowly but disappears in just a blink of an eye. Unlike Akaza, in a moment of despair in life, the arm that reached out to help Muichiro did not come from the other side of the darkness. He met people with the same mindset and the same mission, and they have become effective teammates who are always by his side. It is the teammates, along with the words that fill Tanjiro's 3 main characters, gave Muichiro enough strength to fight for his reason. Overcome your own barriers, overcome the barriers of memory and limitations of emotions. Furthermore, the thing that makes Akaza become a demon being human also makes Muichiro becoming a swordsman is evil. If we exchange these 2 factors, then perhaps the fate of these 2 characters, it's also very different from what we know. What do you think if Akaza becomes a pillar and Muichiro became a mysterious demon? Please leave your opinion in the comments section below. Remember to like and share to support our channel, and don't forget to click the subscribe button with the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Thank you for watching the video. See you again in the next videos. See ya.